Quickly now. Fit the screen. Okay. Oh, well, take two.
Aha.
And fair warning: some violence against dogs towards the end of this, off screen.
I appreciate the warning.
Mm-hmm.
I'll unmute it on Twitch so I know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot to share it, but well. Specifically that dog. His art style is very weird too, because it's like it feels a little like they're going for almost a Ghibli look at times, but then it's like it has that distinctive Eastern European animation thing going on too,
Mm-mm.
which is very hard to like put into words, but it's like something about the frame rate or just the posing where it looks like they're kind of like moving with their shoulders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
But yeah, that intro aside, I know nothing about this, so let's start us a new game and preset party. You say interesting.
Would you mind sharing to me on
Oh yeah,
Discord?
I keep forgetting to do that, and it's just a question of like hit tab twice and return. There we go.
Thank you.
I do like me some games with like granular difficulty settings. You know,
Mm.
like the ultimate example that everybody's familiar with is Silent Hill 2, where it's like, okay, there's the combat difficulty and then there's the puzzle difficulty as two separate settings.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to play too.
You're like the only one in the world who hasn't. It's kind of amazing.
It seems so. Well, it was kind of my champagne game, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think I was off screen. I was talking about that where I do have Valkyria Chronicles on Steam from some bundle or other, but like did not play at the start of the V's because that's like a game that I bought before I had a system that could play it on just to support with the developer and like kind of built it up a lot and now it's like okay to start it I have to like be celebrating something like finally time to bust this out and play the watercolor World War II game.
I imagine it'll be less impressive from a technical perspective now than when it was new,
Mm-hmm.
considering there was very little going for that kind of stylization
True.
at the time, whereas now we live in like a post Arc Systems Works world.
This is very true. Yeah.
I know Arc was making games back then, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
There was just kind of a point where they went, what if instead of making our games look bad, we make our games look good? And then someone else at the board meeting was like, that's brilliant.
mm-hmm.
I can't wait for Capcom to do that.
Oh, yeah, other people
With
hiding.
their fighting games, I mean. Their other games look good.
Okay, blah 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 blah. No spam. Okay, good.
So the vibe that I'm getting is that this is this World War II of mine.
Kinda. Does seem that way. Well, I haven't played that ever, so I'll take your word for it. Okay, so some people over there. Me.
It's good. It's a little obsessed with being important, but
Yep.
it still executes on its premise
Mm-hmm.
well.
I guess being a tutorial, they kind of are forcing me into. Hello. Well, if nothing else, this is a game where you can kill Nazis, apparently, and that's always a good thing.
I guess you
Oh.
could in Warhammer as well. It's just you also are Nazis.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of games that I haven't really played but know just through osmosis, this looks very Darkest Dungeon for combat.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Like the art style, the framing. Okay. You there, boy.
Oh, this is reminding me. I still totally need to stream that badly translated Paper Mario hack. That'd be a good morale booster for
Hmm.
everyone, especially if people felt like acting it with me.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, very Darkest Dungeons. Holy cow.
Is it the same developer even?
I'm gonna have to check now because it really looks like the same kind of art, the same sort of gameplay, the same shifting between like crawling around and fighting.
Darkest Dungeon was Red Hook Studios and published by Merge Games.
And
What's this game called again?
this is called
Warsaw?
Warsaw. And yeah, let's bring up the store page real quick because I am curious now. Da, 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 da. Developed by Pixelated Milk and published by Gaming Company, it says.
Gaming company, you say?
Which,
I've heard of them.
yeah, makers of game.
Yes. The one that everyone's always telling me I lost at.
Hmm.
So no, not the same, just completely the same.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like not the same people.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose like it's not that unique of an idea that it's weird to steal it.
Well, it
Like,
sure is weird how similar the character sprites are, like
yeah,
down to having the shadowed eyes and stuff.
yeah. Like, it's got to at least be the same artist, right? I really want to look this up now.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised if that was a different artist.
Mhm. But it's like this kind of like a little going for Mike Magnolia style, but not really. It's like his style of coloring and shading, but then the art is its own thing.
Oh yeah, I'm not familiar.
Hellboy.
Oh, of course.
Okay, you come use this Tenda's cover. Come. Right? So you're saying to do here? You. No. Okay, fine. Picky tutorial. Yours can go here, right? Or oh, okay.
My big issue with this kind of combat is that it makes sense when it's like Mario trying to stomp on a bunch of Goombas. But when you've got people in like a World War II setting just kind of standing here line battling, I
Yeah,
find it somewhat immersion breaking.
it is a little bit weird. Plus, I don't know. The UI is like all over the place too, like location-wise, which bugs me.
Mm.
Like my eyes can only focus on one part of the screen. We got all this down here. We got all this down here. This up here, and it's like consolidate that a little bit.
Mamy frysom popalić.
Okay.
Happy.
But yeah, it is weird when you have turn-based combat and all the options are just, well, shoot person in a slightly different way.
Mm-hmm. It'd be cool to have a World War II game that worked off like something similar to Grandia 2's sort of time slice system, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
everyone's like running around doing actions, but then it freezes
Yeah.
every time a decision needs to be made. Did
I
you
agree.
shoot him with incendiary ammo?
I think I was bleeding, but yeah.
Oh,
Might have been incendiary because I just get the like ammo boost from the other guy. Okay, win fight, can do.
oh, what do you know? It does do burning damage.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of gritty, realistic World War II thing with fire bullets.
Mm-hmm. Pretty desperately need healing.
This music's very dreary, but perhaps not the right kind of dreary.
Hmm.
He on fired to death and went up in
Andy?
smoke.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We killed 2 Nazis, yay. Yes, death is permanent in the World War II game. I kind of took that for granted. Like, I was not expecting to find Phoenix down.
I guess to be fair, death isn't permanent in quite a number of World War II games.
I mean, true. Also, wait, did I forget to like loot or something? Let's get that over here. Okay, mission done. Get more experience. Okay. Weird they didn't cover that in the tutorial, but okay.
You had 99.3% momentum. Or the uprising has that much momentum?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's like a how you doing overall thing. And we got some light, like, long-term strategy stuff, I see. Okay. Event phase. You know what? Sure. On the other hand, Nazi collaborators. And I'm assuming day 2 is completely back in the street. What is that? War casualties? Seed? Oh! Okay, I was just like jump back to another mission, but this works.
Extremely this horrifying here.
Hmm. I really like the art here. It's like I've seen it before in other games, but it's still nice. Okay. Just taking those notes. Gotcha. Here's my stuff. There's saving it. There's getting more people. There's getting cannon fodder. And there's just seeing people who are dead. And, okay, no, it's an example of what it would look like if somebody was dead. Gotcha.
You visit the priest and you're like, oh, nobody's dead right now. Could you give me an example of a dead person? And he just comes up with the idea of a dead person and describes them to you.
Well,
And you're like,
sure.
ah, I see.
Like, again, the specific theming of this and the sort of game they wanted to make is not kind to them iconography wise.
Mm-mm. Rowdy fellow.
Oh, you've got no experience in it right now, so okay. All right, there's the whole commendation thing. What were you saying about that? There it is.
I was, yeah, I was just commenting on. I wasn't sure if rowdy fellow was a trait or what.
Yeah, you did good. Have an award. Enjoy your medal. They give out medals in like resistance movements, right?
I think you have to make them yourself, but yes.
And then it would just be back into doing this thing. Okay. Idea gotten. I got a lot of stuff to get through today. But this is nice. I just wish that, like, I don't know.
If I'm having a really bad day and I'd like survive it, I could just make myself a medal and nobody could stop me.
You could.